So P2B is prudently stingy, and Tinubu is profligately generous. We need a man who is more stingy than P2B to even survive this country now.
Today, we spend more time chasing young boys with computers and say they are doing Yahoo people, when people are stealing the billions which we have as the government.
My country people, news come dey reach our ear say they be wan overthrow Tinubu, say they be don plan coup, but the thing backfire. Say the person wey go leak the thing come and say na the same Babangida wey see talk say in the sense say the military go come back, come cool everything down. Me no understand. Person first eat Nigeria and something for ear. Now the same person that can go leak the thing come out. I be na them say matter now with the year for social media. My country people, while not they finish for Aso Rocco, as they solve one, another one they come out. Right now, Nigerians don't gather. Especially the youth, they don't tell Tinubu say make it vacate that seat by himself. Otherwise, in quotes, now they will come they see say Tinubu come out to come they tell Nigerians, especially the young ones, say he want begin dey pay them monthly stipend. This one means say person wey no get work, though they give am money every month. How possible this one be again? There be rice come and people die. They are now money they want begin dey pay people and things they cost. My country people, you wanna know we go see head for this one. So by the time we begin they pay the money, no be things go still go higher again. Now they will come the year say Tinubu don't call emergency meeting, don't call the NLC, the TUC leaders to tell them say I beg may they not do the protest again where they don't plan to do. My country people, they go compromise. Now I will not know. As this one constable for now they will come the year say Tinubu don't adopt the Stephen Orosaye report where they talk about reform the civil service to cut down costs for the governance. So which means say some small agency within all these government and parastatals, they want mesh them together. Make question wey one ask. Now be say Nana he wake up for sleep because this one are waiting Peter Obi dey preach right from time, make it cut down the cost of governance, make it cut am. But but right now Peter Obi idea now in the thief now right now, because now Peter Obi talks and want do this now, all these things they want put in place, but he not doing. They say first subsidy come out, everything can drag butter, but right now he's not coming back to Peter Obi's idea. My country people, now make Nigeria move forward, now everybody day. However, as they cut this one comot, they adopt the Stephen Orosaye's report, make himself still cut down the own, cut the pikin, cut the daughter, cut the wife, call those house of assembly, make it cut am. In fact, in your office and the wife and the pikin, make it major, make it be 1 2. I be my country people. So in merging all these agencies together, it means say a lot of people go come up for job, they go there out of job. Right now they go sit down for us, waiting they go they do. My country people, as they come out, all these people come up for their chair, for their job. Hope say it don't make provision for them, not to remove them be the problem, but not to amend waiting you remove. My country people, this one a Bod TV, Bod would analyze all the trends when they happen. That kind of cocoa video I will play for now. Mukuna listen, my country people. Muna watch this video from the beginning to the end. It's very interesting. Mukuna like, mukuna subscribe, mukuna also share. I love una gidigba, una do well. Bye bye you.
It is hunger and hardship. The only thing that is worse than insecurity is hunger. You know, people killed Jesus Christ for mankind, and he forgave. But when he was hungry, and the tree that was created by God, but when he was hungry, and the tree that was created by God to give him food could not give him food, he cursed that tree, and the tree died. Jesus, that forgave his killers, could not forgive hunger. You know what that means? A hungry man is an angry man. And when you're hungry, you are catapulted to the level of irrationality. You don't want to hear again what is causing your hunger. You simply attack the people whose responsibility it is to give you food. It is the responsibility of government by our constitution to cater for the security and welfare of the people. In Nigeria, farmers cannot go to farm because of insecurity. Nigerians are not lazy people. In the 60s, we were exporting agricultural products and we had surplus to eat. Then there was no mechanized farming. It was subsistence farming that was giving us foreign exchange. Now today, we have mechanized farming, yet people are hungry. Today we have more people, yet people are hungry. Today more lands are accessible, yet people are hungry. More than 923,000 square kilometers of fertile land in Nigeria, yet people are hungry. What a level of incompetence and corruption of the leadership cadre of Nigeria. That is why I believe Mahatma Gandhi, when he said these are the things that destroy us: politics without principles, wealth without work, knowledge without character, business without morality, pleasure without conscience. You can see the leadership cadre in the midst of this obvious want, hardship, hunger, and depravity, degradation of the people, still living in opulence, living in pleasure, without conscience. Look at them telling people to be patient. And the person telling people to be patient is wearing a watch worth millions of naira. Look at them saying they have bad road, and then saying they need imported 165 million naira SUV to drive the bad road, which you could not give the people for almost 30 years of democracy. Pleasure without conscience. And then you're telling people who are hungry to be patient. And you're taking all the money. Look at the purported humanitarian ministry, where people are taking 3-point-something billion naira in purported consultancy services award. And the vulnerable people, even the 500 million naira they say is meant for them, wouldn't even have gotten to them because it was sent into private account. Nothing for the poor people. No food, because farmers cannot produce anymore because of insecurity. Look at Naira. Naira has collapsed, heading to 2,000 naira to $1. And the reason, look at the incompetence they are displaying, throwing more dollar. You left your high office in the CBN and you went to the Bureau de Change and you say you will compete with them. You devalued Naira to their own price. And when they outsmarted you, you now use EFCC to start chasing them around for doing business. So if you devalue it to 2,000, they will help you devalue it more because that's how they make profit. That is their business. And then you, that came down to their level to compete with them, you're down the one complaining. Who told you that you increase the value of your currency by struggling with the people of the parallel market or Main Street exchange market? No! You increase the value of your currency by increasing your productivity and having self-sufficiency at home and having a steady export market. That is how you increase your productivity. Not throwing dollars to the market and you joining. As a matter of fact, the CBN in Nigeria now is the greatest parallel market operator because they left their policies that will show up the value of Naira. And they are now trading with them, thinking if you saturate the market with dollars, then the price will come down. No. If you're bringing your dollars, they are absorbing it because that's what they trade in. That's what gives them profit. And they'll give you your naira, which is now worthless. And it will continue to bring down the value of naira. When you are a corrupt society, the CBN governor told you that $2.4 billion of forex is a hoax, meaning it's fake. Out of $7 billion, they have $2.4 billion that would have been paid to people without doing anything. That is what is killing the naira. You can imagine $2.4 billion that you paid to somebody without productivity. Change it to naira. That's more than 2 trillion naira without work. That is wealth without work. That is what is killing us. Corruption. People are making money without wealth. I told you about, in this government, 3-point-something billion naira. Consultancy service award. No work. You're telling people to give you the names of poor people and you're paying them 3-point-something billion. And the poor people, you are not paying them anything. No work. That 3-point-something billion will be used to purchase dollars. To be used. All those corruption that the governors are doing, local government chairmen, the ministers, and then the president, embarking on an unending trip abroad, seeking for investors. He's spending dollars only. When he goes with that large entourage, dollars, and coming down empty-handed. That is what is making the dollars to appreciate. More than 200 powerful companies in Nigeria have left Nigeria since APC came to power. And you say you're running around, spending our dollars, searching for investors. Who is going to come into a country where there is no security, where there is no electricity, where there is no fuel? Do the first things first. Security, power, in terms of electricity and fuel, and all the engine propelling products. Then macroeconomic policy. The naira has to be stable. You fix it at its value and make policies to make sure you support the value. That is when people will start taking you seriously. Power is the ability to do work. You don't have power, you don't have security, and you're telling people to come and do what? So please, the hardship, unfortunately, I can't see an end in sight, because these people are not doing the policies that will make it to end. When they purportedly removed oil subsidy, I said that was a very bad policy. That you don't remove subsidy except you have become sure that you have saturated the system with supply and that there is no monopolist. They did not listen. I told them then to reverse it. But I warned that because these people are arrogant in power, they will not listen. And I told them that they are going to pay a price for not listening. My advice then was for them to reverse it then. Because I told them they should be very careful in coming out of oil subsidy. Because you would have destroyed your economy before whatever policy you think you are implementing start bearing fruit. Because the price leap when you remove it completely without local supply to breach it will be unsustainable. They didn't listen. And you know what? Today they are paying almost 1 trillion naira again in subsidy. Oh yes. You know why? They incompetently, after removing the subsidy, they valued naira by more than 200%. What that meant was that, assuming 1 liter is $1, assuming, and then you remove subsidy, and people are paying 600 naira now. Of course, you and I know we pay 640, 660, depending on where you are. And then you devalue, and then you devalue the naira again. That thing you are getting for 550 or 650, if you devalue naira by 200%, you will now get it at 1,500. What does that mean? It means that fuel, if it's not subsidized, a liter will go to 1,000 plus. They know it's not sustainable. They are coming back now to understand why I said it's not sustainable. So they have to reintroduce subsidy. Now, after punishing people for 9 months, and I'm paying more in subsidy than you would have been paying if you hadn't removed it. So what have you gained? You have now bastardized your naira, and yet you're still paying subsidy. What have you gained? You have now made the earning of the workers worthless, because they cannot afford to go to their work because of price of fuel. So what have you gained? You say fuel subsidy is gone. Lie. Fuel subsidy is a lie. So what have you gained? So this government is aimless. Let me tell you, I still maintain I wouldn't have supported any presidential candidate who said he was not going to remove fuel subsidy. Why? Any presidential candidate that tells you he will not remove subsidy means that throughout his regime, he won't be interested in repairing our refineries. The question you should ask yourself is, how can a country that is about the 6th largest producer of oil be paying subsidy in the first place? So it's something that ought not to be existing in the first place. Whoever is the presidential candidate must show a plan how he would repair our refineries, license modular refineries, make us self-sufficient in production of oil so that we can export. If we are not importing, how would we be paying subsidy? So P2B's plan, which everybody knows, is shifting emphasis from consumption to production. So what P2B would have done better was that he would have insisted that our refineries work and fuel, refined product, produced to the self-sufficiency level, and we start exporting. And that will make him to stop paying the subsidy, not removing it to punish the people. Now, P2B wouldn't be going in a convoy of 100 vehicles, paying 100 drivers for each of those cars. It's not moving automatically. Somebody's driving it. P2B's son will not be wearing a wristwatch of millions, telling other people to be patient when they are hungry. P2B's daughter will not be telling people to be patient when they are hungry, when they are decorating her with more titles of Iya Begbero. Now, P2B will not buy 469 SUVs imported for the National Assembly members and be telling the poor people to be patient. When he was in Anambra State, he bought them innocent motors only and told them if they cannot manage this one, then they should trek. They were telling him that innocent motor, there is no brake. People will drive it, they will die. He said, okay, all the people that died, the people that are remaining will now manage the ones that are left. P2B would have lived a sacrificial life. You can see it in the way he lives. Nothing profligate. Let me tell you, when they say P2B is stingy, I tell you who P2B is. He is prudent. When they say the incumbent government is generous, I'll tell you who they are. They are profligate. So P2B is prudently stingy, and Tinubu is profligately generous. So I want you to understand the difference. We need a man who is more stingy than P2B to even survive this country now, because there is no money and we are owing. So he's the only person that can govern without money and leave the people with money. It happened in Anambra State. He met an indebted state and left the state a buoyant state. part of the money he left the state, they used it to build international airports. So I want you to understand, he would have done things absolutely differently, using himself and starting his life and using his life as an example, sacrificial life, so that when he tells people to be patient, people will look at him and be patient. If the people are hungry, P2B will be hungry with them. If they are lacking, P2B will lack with them. If they are eating, P2B will eat with them. So he would have done things absolutely differently.
Exchange is bad. We start chasing breed to change people on the street. Have you ever seen that before happening anywhere in the world? Everywhere you go in the world, for those of you who came from Europe, breed to change is every country in the world. So why are we chasing breed to change? What is breed to change? Breed to change is neither the supplier, nor is it the person who is demanding. He's just a market provider for those who willing seller and willing buyer. He has committed offense. But everybody knows that the only way you can show up your currency is by a simple thing, productivity. The more you produce, the more you deal with issue of stability of your currency. But what is even shocking, they are chasing breed to change people. People are even selling naira. Are not chasing them. They are chasing only people who are selling dollar. But naira is being sucked everywhere. And we can go on and on. It's still our country. We have no other country except this one. And we will deal with it. We're not going to run away from there. We're going to stay here. Let me assure you people, I know your pain, I know your difficulty. People have gone through this pain. We're all going to be in it together. We're not going to go away. People have said, our woman leader have said he's doing it for his children. People have said they gave the young people hope. It is our country. I've said repeatedly, I'm not a saint, but I'm not a criminal. I've managed public money judiciously. And I know that we can achieve something better if we manage our resources more efficiently. If we have people who care about this country. Look at where we are today. All we hear is bad news. People say we can't. I said it in Pastor Tommy's birthday. Is that we have a country or the criminals take it over? If we have a country, let's declare war and have that country. Somebody must be in charge. Is either us or criminals. How can criminals overrun us? I've been a governor. And I said it, anybody who can go and see it in Anambra State. I told them, it's either them or me. One person must have the space. And we dealt with it. Why can't we deal with it as in Nigeria? Why are people occupying our waters and everything? Today, we spend more time chasing young boys with computers and say they are doing Yahoo people. When people are stealing the billions which we have as the government. Why are we wasting our time? Why are we doing that? Why are we chasing young men all over the place? I can assure you that all the money that Yahoo people have stolen in 1 year, is not up to the amount of money that has been stolen in government in 1 day. I have been an insider. What we want government is those who are stealing our public money. I'm not encouraging anybody to steal, but we will deal with those who are stealing our common resources first. Let's catch them first. They are the ones causing us problems. They are the ones who have a lot of money without productivity. They are the ones causing it from inflation to high rate of exchange because they have billions without productivity. Let's deal with it. We're not dealing with it. Today is our anniversary. Today, we have resolved to continue in this direction where we are. We cannot stop. Please do not stop. Do not say, it is all about me. I'm not desperate to be president of Nigeria. I'm desperate to see Nigeria work.
This is Bod TV Bod. In case the first time you come here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more uploads.